Hello, my name is Jim Metrock. I'm president of Obligation Incorporated, a nonprofit organization based in Birmingham, Alabama. On August 21st, 2014, Houghton Mifflin made a reckless, senseless, and disgusting decision affecting millions of American school children. Houghton Mifflin produces a TV show called Channel 1 News. This TV show is shown in public schools classrooms. There are two different Channel 1 shows, one for secondary school children and one for elementary school ages. The secondary school goes from 6th to 12th grade. The junior program is 5th, 4th, and 3rd grade. Now, Houghton Mifflin acquired Channel 1 recently, May 2014. I was one of many who wondered if Houghton Mifflin would make Channel 1 News less controversial. During the debut week of the new Houghton Mifflin version of Channel 1 News that began on August 18, 2014, I got my answer, and it made me almost physically sick. And it will make you sick too, especially if you have children in a school that still has Houghton Mifflin's Channel 1 News. On August 21st, the top story of the day for secondary school students, according to Houghton Mifflin and Channel 1 and their executives and the producers, the people that decide what's the top story, what are we going to show, what images we're going to show, was the execution of the American journalist James Foley. Now that's difficult for me to believe that that is a top story for secondary school students. Now one could argue that it might be appropriate for seniors or 11th graders or 10th graders, but you see where this is going. Channel 1's secondary school show is the same for 10th graders as it is for seniors. It's the same for 8th graders as it is for seniors, and 6th graders. 11-year-olds see the same thing that Channel 1 is putting out for high school seniors. To Houghton Mifflin, there's no difference between the sensitivities of an 11-year-old and that of an 18-year-old, at least when it comes to what is shown on Channel 1 News. Well, Houghton Mifflin in this story tells students that the American journalist was executed. The students know about the execution when Houghton Mifflin does the unthinkable. They put a photo taken from the ISIS execution video up on the classroom TV screen. It's a still picture, but this is terrifying. This is terrifying to me, a grown adult, and I'm sure it's upsetting, at least to most adults. How could Channel 1 and their parent company, Houghton Mifflin, think this was a responsible thing to do? Why was this necessary to take a part of a propaganda film? That's what this video was created for by the terrorists or militants. They wanted to create terror in America. And Channel 1 fell right into their hands. We'll take your video, we'll take snippets of it, and we will show it to America's children and scare the heck out of them. Now that isn't what they intended to do. I believe why they did what they did is because they're reckless. They're incompetent. They don't understand the differences between ages of children. Well, they're adults, of course they know that, but they're marketers. That's what Channel 1 mainly is. It's marketing stuff to young people, and they see pretty much children as only consumers. And this flows over into the type of decisions they make about their news content. One size fits all, and it's pathetic. Now, Houghton Mifflin And Channel 1 decide one picture from the execution video is not enough for the captive audience of students. They show one more. And before I show you this picture, the second picture, which is even more ghastly than the first, first I want to show you the pictures of the three people at Houghton Mifflin that appear to be the most responsible for such horrific content to be allowed to come into an American classroom. First, you have Miss C.J. Kettler, CEO of Channel 1 and a senior vice president for Houghton Mifflin. She reports directly to the CEO of Houghton Mifflin. The second person is Mary Cullinane. She is Chief Content Officer. That's an odd title. That's one of these new age titles, I suppose. And I guess that means that she is responsible for all content. Or maybe it's all content except for Channel 1. I don't know. But she's a Chief Content Officer. And then ultimately responsible is this woman, Linda Zecker. She's the CEO of Houghton Mifflin. She knew, or should have known, that when she purchased or acquired Channel 1 in May of this year, she was acquiring a very controversial company that has put controversial images and content in front of American school children for decades. So she has to be responsible, ultimately, for this. She, Miss Cullinane, and Miss Kettler should all make a video, post it on Houghton Mifflin's site and Channel 1's site, and direct it to parents, educators, and the general public. And they all three should apologize for what they did or allowing what happened. And they should vow that this will never happen again. Let me show you the second picture. This picture is at a different angle, and it shows the students something they didn't see before. It shows the knife. It shows a knife that will cut the throat of James Foley. Why did Houghton Mifflin, why did their Channel 1 employees think this was important to add to this story? Everything in a story like this, whether it's on a regular network or a crummy network like Channel 1, is put there on purpose. It's edited. People look over, they argue about what images should we use, what videos should we use, what words should we use. Let's take that out, let's put that in. You cannot argue with the fact that this was an intentional picture that Houghton Mifflin is ultimately responsible for putting into secondary school classrooms. This is ghastly to me. This makes me so angry. And I'm trying to control my anger as I make this video, but seeing this all over again and imagining a child at their desk looking up and seeing this and hearing this, it's just upsets me greatly. Sorry. I hope it upsets you too. I know it does. But I hope this upsets you enough to take action. That's the difference. A lot of people get mad, go on to something else, but they don't take the time to make the world a little bit better for other people's children. I hope you do. I know you will. Because I haven't told you the worst yet. Remember I told you that Channel 1 has 2 video feeds. They have a secondary school video feed for grades 6 through 12, and then their Channel 1 Interactive Junior, which is for grades 3, 4, and 5. Now you're thinking right now, oh no, don't tell me they said anything about this execution to elementary school children. Houghton Mifflin, Channel 1. Of course they did. Now they did not, again, thankful for little favors with Houghton Mifflin, they did not show these pictures. But they told the kids about the execution of an American journalist. That was their top story of the day. That's what third graders needed to know, according to Houghton Mifflin and Channel 1. Now these two pictures were shown to elementary school students. I have no idea why. It's the same thinking that Channel 1 had with the secondary school photographs of the executioner. These are militants holding up automatic weapons. The whole point of this, it was the title of this video, which Channel 1 has taken clips from, is Message to America. And Channel 1 is a conduit to get that message of terror to young people. Not because they're working hand in hand with the terrorists, that's idiotic. It's because they're reckless. Now, to Houghton Mifflin's credit, Channel 1 did this before they were owned by Houghton Mifflin. Let me give you a few examples. There was a hostage named Roy Hallams. He was an American contractor. His story ends well. He's released in September 2005. Channel 1 runs an article, a story, September 2005 on his release. There could have been lots of ways they did their story. They might not have needed a picture of Roy Hallams. They could have used a current one, maybe him coming to freedom, or a stock photo of him. But they go back to the hostage video that was released in January of that year, 8 months before. And this is the picture they chose to use for the September story they told students about. It shows Roy Hallams with a rifle or automatic weapon to his head. Fortunately, Channel 1 did not have an elementary school version at the time. Now let me show you a story that did not end well, just like the James Foley story did not end well. This man was named Nicholas Berg, and he was beheaded by his hostage takers. Channel 1 reported on it. They showed part of the hostage video. Unbelievable. Of course, they didn't show the beheading, but they kept the video running long enough for students to see one of his captors pull a knife out that would be used in his beheading, in Mr. Berg's beheading. What adult would allow this to go into public schools without any type of warning, without any restrictions as to the age of the student?
U.S. intelligence experts believe that the man highlighted here is Abu Musab al-Zarqawi. U.S. intelligence experts believe that the man highlighted here is Abu Musab al-Zarqawi.
As you can tell, I don't like Channel 1, and I'm not a fan of Houghton Mifflin. Now, if somebody says Houghton Mifflin to you, you either probably don't think anything, or you think of Curious George, the monkey, yellow. Well, I'm showing you a different side, a less fuzzy and warm, fuzzy feeling side of Houghton Mifflin. It's more red than it is yellow. It's more violent than it is cute. And I've documented it for you. And I hope that you're mad enough that you will do something about it. Two ways you can do something about it. Go to your school, go to your principal, show them this video. Tell them you don't want Channel 1 wasting school time and bringing this type of content in front of your child anymore. If they say, well, you're the first person to complain about Channel 1, well, of course you are. Most people don't even know Channel 1's in their school. Then get your neighbors to see this video, and then bring more people into the central office, into the school board meeting. You will be able to remove Channel 1. Now, you'll probably find Channel 1 was not in your school system. Very few schools still have Channel 1. But those children that are in those school systems deserve a school day that doesn't start with things like an execution. And remember, this was the first week of Houghton Mifflin's debut of their Channel 1 version. Lord knows what they're going to do the rest of this school year. And then also do something on a company level. I showed you the pictures of the 3 people that I think are most responsible for this. I'm giving you the contact information at the end of this video so you can write them. Make that call. Write that email or letter. It might not make a difference with the Channel 1 company. It might make a difference with Houghton Mifflin, because this is not going to help their reputation. And they've just a year or two ago have come out of bankruptcy. And this is not the way to soar like an eagle after coming out of bankruptcy doing this stuff to American school children. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to put my phone number down too and my email address in this video so you can contact me if you need any help getting Houghton Mifflin's Channel 1 out of your school district. Thanks.